Welcome to a special holiday edition of Waters World. I'm Jesse Waters, coming to you from beautiful San Diego, and I'll be talking with this huge crowd behind me here at San Diego County Credit Union Stadium. We're here for the Navy Notre Dame football game to see what they're grateful for this holiday weekend.
Có lẽ anh không về nhà trong một thời gian dài, nhưng anh vẫn luôn chung thủy với em. Hứa với anh, em cũng như vậy nhé. Chắc chắn rồi, em sẽ đợi anh về và luôn luôn chung thủy với anh. Sau nhiều ngày đi bộ, người đàn ông đến thị trấn và xin được một công việc. Anh yêu cầu giữ lại toàn bộ lương của mình cho đến khi anh sẵn sàng trở về nhà, và ông chủ đồng ý. 20 năm qua đi, người đàn ông nói với ông chủ rằng đã đến lúc tôi cần về nhà. Xin đưa cho tôi số tiền mà tôi nhờ ông giữ hộ. Ông chủ nói anh đã làm việc rất chăm chỉ và giờ đó đã là một số tiền lớn. Tuy nhiên tôi muốn đưa ra một lời đề nghị. Anh sẽ lấy lại số tiền của mình, hoặc tôi sẽ cho anh 3 lời khuyên. Anh chỉ có thể chọn lấy một trong hai. Hãy suy nghĩ thật kỹ trước khi đưa ra câu trả lời. Người đàn ông cân nhắc lời đề nghị trong 2 ngày. Sau đó, ông bảo với ông chủ rằng tôi đã làm 20 năm, tiền đối với tôi rất là quan trọng, nhưng ông hãy nói cho tôi 3 lời khuyên. Ông chủ cười nói, lời khuyên thứ nhất, đừng chọn lối tắt trong cuộc sống. Anh có thể trả một cái giá rất đắt, thậm chí mất đi mạng sống của mình. Lời khuyên thứ hai, đừng quá hiếu kỳ. Mặt trái của tò mò sẽ kết thúc cuộc đời anh. Cuối cùng, đừng đưa ra quyết định khi đang nóng giận hoặc thấy tổn thương. Nếu không, anh sẽ hối hận suốt.
Talk to me about what you're thankful for. I know you're very appreciative of being a part of the Trump coalition and all that. What do you think?
I'm thankful for President Trump, and I'm thankful for our servicemen and women, for our military. I'm really grateful. I think what they do is just beyond words.
Diversity is very important.
Yes, diversity
in this country.
Yes.
Why is diversity such a huge attribute in this country?
Because it's what makes America America. We need to have the diversity that we have, but we have to do it the legal and the right way.
Right, and diversity not only of race, but diversity of thoughts. Right, Congressman, I know this is your district here.
It is.
And not a lot of diversity out here in California politically, but you're having a good fight as best you can.
Well, we are in a one-party state sometimes, but I'm also very thankful for the men and women who step forward in an all-volunteer Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard. But I'm particularly thankful that we've been able to, thanks to President Trump, revitalize the military, give them not just the money they need, but the leadership they need and the training they need to win the war we're in and the war we don't want to be in.
So Donald Trump had recently been talking about some of his accomplishments over the course of the last almost 2 years. Here's the president in his own words talking about how he made America great.
We started the war. We created more than 4.2 million jobs and lifted more than 4 million Americans off of food stamps. African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, unemployment have all reached their lowest in the history of our country. We have a great relationship now with Kim Jong-un, Chairman. We are really doing something. We secured $716 billion to fully rebuild the United States military. And at my direction, very exciting because this is where it's at, the Pentagon is now working to create the 6th branch of the American Armed Forces, the Space Force. That's where it's at. We passed Veterans' Choice, giving our veterans the right to see a private doctor, and the landmark VA accountability law to ensure anyone who mistreats our veterans will be fully accountable. That's right, you're fired. Get out. Boom, you're fired. You're fired.
All right, so President Trump going through a litany of accomplishments, Tommy, talking about cracking down on illegal immigration, demolishing ISIS, protecting the veterans. In your opinion, what do you think the president's biggest accomplishments have been so far?
Well, first of all, we have Justice Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court.
Yes,
so that's a big one. I'd like to remind the Never Trumpers that had it not been for Donald Trump, we wouldn't have Neil Gorsuch, we would not have Justice Kavanaugh. So that's a great accomplishment. But you know what I'm still upset by? We don't have a wall yet. We're here in San Diego. There's a little bit of a wall, but we need a bigger wall. We need a beautiful wall, and we need it in San Diego.
Right, and the wall needs to be 10 feet taller, as the president likes to say. And Mexico still will be paying for it if anybody's paying attention. Jocko, President mentioned the overseas deployments of our men and women, specifically in Iraq. ISIS has been obliterated, the caliphate over there. Traditionally, that has been a real problem for this country over the last decade. How do you think the progress has been so far, in your opinion?
Well, pretty simple facts to state here. A few years ago, there was 40,000 ISIS fighters. 40,000 ISIS fighters. Right now, there's about 1,500 left. And the rest of them, the ones that are gone, they're not just dispersed. They're dead. We killed them, and that's awesome. And it was the U.S. military, and it was not only the U.S. military, but it was also the Iraqi forces that were out there for the first time, really getting after it and taking the fight to the enemy. Of course, they were being supported by our air power and our ground troops that were helping. But it was great to see that, and it was great to see ISIS be obliterated like that. Especially when it had been said before that this is an ideology that we could never take on. Actually, you're wrong. What do you do with an ideology like that? You kill them.
Yeah, they said it was going to be a multi-generational fight and ended up being half a generation. What do you attribute the military success to over there? Was it changing the rules of engagement? Was it the air campaign? Or was it something that the coalition partners were able to do?
Well, straightforward. It's something called decentralized command. And what that means is instead of everything being micromanaged from the top, it was, hey, you ground troops that know how to handle these types of problems, go get them handled. And that's what they did.
Okay. So the president also bringing up protecting the veterans. That's very important. Right now, if someone does something funky at the VA, you can just fire them much more easy than you used to be able to do. They used to be able to watch porn. They used to be able to just hurt people. Veterans died waiting in lines for a very long time under the Obama administration. That's very important to a lot of voters.
Well, yeah, I mean, President Trump cares about our military. That's the difference. You have someone that's leading this country in the right direction, and he appointed 120 federal judges. So to touch on what Tommy was talking about with Kavanaugh, I mean, it's awesome. He's moving this country in the right direction.
Yes, definitely making sure his promises are kept.
That's right.
Congressman Issa, the economy red hot right now because of a lot of deregulation, because of the tax cuts, but just, a lot of positive energy out there in the markets. Consumer confidence is way up.
Amazing.
What do you attribute that to?
Well, you said it very well. Markets react to the incentive and the promise of further incentives. So it's a combination of President Trump keeping his promises and his leadership assuring the business community that he's going to continue lowering taxes, lowering regulation, and taking on unfair competition. It's not going to be an easy fight, no more than the fight against ISIS. It will take time, but he's actually changing how we're mistreated by our trading partners. All of that is causing the kind of investment that gives us 3.5+ GDP growth, tens of billions of dollars of additional growth just because President Trump is president.
And it looks like this year, 2018, we're going to see 3% GDP growth. That was never accomplished during President Obama's 8 years in office. Tommy, the president really going hard after his political opponents. Early, I know, we're not in 2020 yet, but the race has already begun. Pocahontas, Cory Booker, as we call him, Spartacus. What do you think of the president's strategy of just going dirty early and branding these people in a way that just goes completely viral?
Well, they brand themselves, especially talking about Pocahontas.
True.
I mean, she branded herself that. But we really have no competition for 2020. You look at what they have. I mean, some of them are coming from California. Kamala Harris, not scared. Cory Booker, not scared. We have leaders like Nancy Pelosi, personally not scared. Elizabeth Warren, not scared. I mean, they all look the same, sound the same, have the same message, which is just anti-Trump. Can't win on that.
No, you can't win on that. The country is very supportive of the president's agenda. Personally, I think there's issues, though, and we're going to see it play out in 2020. What do you think about the leadership qualities that you've noticed on the Democratic side, Jocko? I don't know if you see any, but I know your book was on leadership. How would you assess the leadership qualities on the left?
Well, you know, the first book that I wrote was called Extreme Ownership, and it's about actually taking responsibility for things. When they go right, yeah, you can pass that on a little bit, but when they go wrong, you need to step up and take ownership of that. And that's something I think we see lacking across the board in our government, and hopefully we'll see more of it in the future.
Well, yeah, Hillary Clinton, I don't think, has ever admitted that she lost because of anything she did. She's never taken ownership.
The investigation that they conducted ended in July. It was over, and then it was reignited, and it became the major reason toward the end, based on the best analysis that I can find, that I lost ground and ended up losing. Comey was more than happy to talk about my emails, but he wouldn't talk about investigation of the Russians. You had Citizens United come to its full fruition. So unaccountable money flowing in against me, against other Democrats in a way that we hadn't seen. If you look at Facebook, the vast majority of the news items posted were fake. They were connected to, as we now know, the 1,000 Russian agents who were involved in delivering those messages. They were connected to the bots that are just out of control. We see now this new information about Trump's Twitter account being populated by millions of bots.
Kaya, you are actually more Native American than Elizabeth Warren.
I am.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think about Elizabeth?
Is that hard?
I think I am too.
I think we all might be, yeah.
What do you think about Elizabeth Warren's DNA debacle? And do you think she's completely out of the race in 2020?
I think she's out of the race because she lied to so many people, and I think she used it and abused it. And result is she overplayed her hand. But I mean, yeah, it was 16%. Put my DNA out. Asked her last year, could she go ahead and solidify her DNA? She didn't. Now we know why. And yeah, I think she has got no chance.
Do you think there are any Democrats on the horizon that would pose the biggest threat to President Trump in 2020? Is it Joe Biden? Would it be Kamala Harris? What do you think?
You know, in order to pose a threat, you have to stand for something. You know, and right now they only, as they said, they're only standing against President Trump. So until a Democrat comes forward, other than Bernie Sanders, with their agenda, we're not going to have an opponent. And as long as Bernie Sanders' agenda is to undo everything that's given us a great economy and a safer America, the Democrats don't have anywhere to go.
Do you think the Democrats are in deep trouble because they've positioned themselves so far left with abolish ICE, impeach the president, spend $30 trillion on socialized medicine? Or are they just true believers, and are they going to be rewarded by voters for just saying what they truly believe?
They're finally being transparent, but the people, when you talked about the biggest threat, people like Conor Lamb, they're not pushing him forward. They're pushing people forward like Maxine Waters. That's the face of their party. Elizabeth Warren, Nancy Pelosi, that's the face of their party. They're going so far left. I see it in California every day. I see it in Los Angeles. I go to West Hollywood. I see it. They're moving so far left, but guess what? The forgotten Americans, the silent majority that exists in the middle, they look at them, they laugh, they think they're a joke. They are a joke. I'm not worried.
Yeah, the silent majority is much bigger than anybody ever realizes. Are you worried if Democrats nominate some left-wing radical that could have a negative effect on the U.S. military, because so much progress has been made so far?
I don't think a radical left-wing person would ever get elected. I think the
Commander-in-Chief Sanders, you don't think is going to? You're not going to ever have to say that?
The normal people in America are never going to let that happen. That's my opinion.
Okay. All right, listen, we got to run in a couple. Jocko Willink, Tomi Lahren, and Kaya Jones. Before we begin, let's just take a look at a little line of attack that the mainstream media has been using about President Trump.
So, in a brand new ranking of best and worst presidents in our nation's history from a survey of scholars conducted by political science professors published today in the New York Times, the last spot, the very bottom, the worst president ever in the minds of the experts, drumroll please, is, yes, Donald J. Trump.
Bottom line is Donald Trump is dangerous and toxic for this country. He's dangerous and toxic every time he tweets about his nuclear button being bigger. I mean, come on. This is someone who is not stable, and I've been saying it from the beginning, and I will continue to say it until somebody looks into his mental stability. It is a problem, and that is where we are.
He is a terrorist sympathizer.
That guy on Twitter, that's a Fox News host. That guy railing against the media, that's a Fox News host. That's not the president.
There's a difference between negative news, as we saw, and fake news. We know all the instances of fake news because we watched the president hand out the fake news awards. But with that said, Tommy, 92% about of this coverage of the president has been negative, yet his approval ratings in the high 40s. What do you account for that?
Well, the mainstream media hates Donald Trump. We all know that, and so they're incapable of covering him fairly or saying anything nice about him because that would invalidate everything they do every day. I like to watch it, though. I think there's nothing more entertaining and comedic than watching other networks every time President Trump accomplishes something. That's my entertainment.
Yes, we've definitely been entertained watching CNN implode. Jocko, the fake news has been out of control. Have you ever been the victim of fake news? Do you ever think you've been covered unfairly?
You know, there's been a couple times where I've been interviewed and they take little sound bites and kind of put them out there, but for the most part, it doesn't really affect me, just like it doesn't normally affect normal Americans, which is why, you know, the ratings kind of stay where they are for Trump, because people are living their lives and their lives are going pretty good right now.
Do you think the president's strategy of punching back hard at the fake news media has been working?
I mean, look at the results. Look at where he's at. It seems to be working all right to me.
Yeah.
And I must agree that it's fun to watch.
It's a battle royale out there. All right, Kai, what do you think about the fake news in this country? Is it out of control? And is the public just sick of it so much they've turned the dial off?
100% they turned the dial off. I mean, Fox wouldn't be the #1 network right now when it comes to news if they were doing their job. They have to do a better job at reporting the facts, getting the information out, and letting people then decipher what they want to do when it comes to everything.
I do think it's ironic that there's been more fake news in 2 years under Donald Trump than 8 years under Barack Obama. Congressman, it seems like all of their mistakes, the result ends up making Republicans look bad. That doesn't seem like honest mistakes. That seems like bias to me.
Well, there's no question there's bias, and there's a kind of a fake news that goes on forever, like our great economy is because of Barack Obama.
Right.
Okay. You know, that this was it just took a little while, maybe 8 years before it started hitting. But, you know, even when we had Lois Lerner targeting conservative, there was the fake news that said, oh, well, liberals were targeted too, except it didn't happen. Or when we had those guns going to Mexico under Fast and Furious, and they tried to imply, well, that really began under President Bush. These kinds of things go on, and they're much worse than the personal attacks we all take, which are fake news. That you take, but when they lie about the GDP, when they lie about people dying, then it really matters. And that's the kind of fake news that Fox helps us stamp out.
All right. I'm going to go talk to some folks about fake news in the crowd now. I want you guys to stick around. We're going to have a tailgate cook-off. Who's the best tailgate chef, all right? My money's on. Oh, really?
Absolutely.
You think you're going to win? All right, we're going to see about that. All right, let's go. Let's go talk. How you guys doing?
What's up?
What's going on? All right, so, are you a big fan of Fox News?
Yes. I have to say that, right?
All right, what about fake news? Do you ever watch fake news and know it's fake?
Yes.
Do you watch CNN ever?
No.
Oh, no one else does either. What do you think about Fox News? You a big fan?
I'm wearing a hat.
Someone I bet gave you that hat, I think. All right, come here for a second. All right. What do you think about fake news in America?
I think it's real, especially with certain channels.
Like what?
Maybe Fox News.
Wrong. Oh. All right, get over here, big guy.
Oh, hey.
How you doing?
How are you?
All right. So for a second, let me talk to you guys. Fake news versus Fox News. What do you guys watch?
I start with fake news and then I layer in Fox News to get to the real.
Live in fake news, to be honest. Yeah.
What does that mean?
I just have a good time.
You just have a good time?
Yeah.
You having a good time right now?
100%.
All right, you look
here
like
for the
you're
naval.
having a good time. All right, thank you guys very much. All right, get over here for a second.
We got a military guy.
All right, nice to meet you. Thank you for your service. I like the hat, looking good.
I watch it all the time on Fox News.
Well, you have great taste, all right? Tell me what you think about CNN, MSNBC covering this president and this country so unfairly. Does it make you angry? Does it make you upset? How do you feel?
That's a great question. I like to defer and watch Fox News all the time. That's it.
What's your favorite show?
Actually, yours, to be honest with you. You're very entertaining. You're fun.
I did not set that question up at all. I just want to let everybody know.
I'm serious.
All right.
Yeah.
So your friends and family, does everybody notice when the media lies, or does it just kind of like seep into your brain?
My family's in New York. It's a very democratic state, but they understand what's going on, and they like to watch Fox News as well.
All right, well, thank you very much. And I just want everybody to remember one thing. I'm Waters.
That's right.
And this is my world.
United States Marine Corps.
Stick around. We got Diamond and Silk.
America's News Headquarters, I'm Matt Finn. A possible major shift in U.S. policy with Mexico. President Trump tweeting Saturday that asylum seekers will now have to wait in Mexico until their requests are approved by U.S. courts. Mexico, however, is denying that any such deal has been agreed upon. Thousands of Central American immigrants are now massed at the U.S.-Mexico border, hoping to start new lives in the U.S. A new government takes office in Mexico December 1st. Rain is helping firefighters battle the devastating Camp Fire, now the deadliest in California history. The welcome wet weather also brings the threat of mudslides and floods, but so far none reported. Saturday marked the first time in a few days no bodies were found. 84 people have died since the fire began 2 weeks ago. 575 people still missing, nearly 14,000 homes destroyed. I'm Matt Finn. Now back to Waters World.
Do you feel like you are winning?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not a millionaire, but I'm winning.
Do you feel like a winner?
Because your eyelashes look good.
Yes,
and they winning too.
Do you feel up under this President Donald Trump, because you know he is responsible for this booming economy?
Yeah.
Well,
President Trump. Okay.
Oh, I don't like it.
Whoa. You don't like the economy booming up under this president that's got it booming?
I don't like the president.
Diamond and Silk have had a whirlwind year, traveling country coast to coast with their Chit Chat tour, talking to fans, Trump supporters, and yes, even some Trump haters. But it's the freedom to do that they are thankful for. The ladies join me now. You guys must be thankful for me, because I feel like Waters World gave you guys a huge boost. Can we get a little love in that direction?
Oh, yes. You get a little love. We love Waters World.
We love you so much.
I love you guys too. So what do you think? You guys have done this for about a year, and reflect back. Last year's been a little crazy, but you've had Waters World, and Fox News has really embraced you.
Yeah.
What are you guys thankful for?
You know what? First of all, I'm thankful for my life, my health, my strength, for our president making America great again, and even for Fox for giving us this huge opportunity. And just everybody, all of the people that we've met along the way. We did the grassroots work. I mean, we really went into the heart of the United States and really talked to people, and we really enjoyed all of that.
We really did, and I'm so grateful for God. I'm thankful for God, who is the head of all of our lives, and giving us this opportunity to be able to be on this platform, to be able to educate America.
All right. Thank God for Diamond and Silk as well. You guys have been on this tour, and you got to go see so many different people, places, all across the country.
I voted for Trump, and I stand for Trump, and I think he's doing a great job.
Probably the most successful president since Reagan, and if he is around 8 years, he'll be more successful.
Trump.
Have you gotten a tax cut?
No.
You didn't get no tax cut?
Not yet.
Are you an American citizen?
No, thank you.
Okay, we understand.
When I was doing Waters World back in the day, I went to 48 out of the 50 states. Now, I know you guys aren't there yet, but you're getting there. After seeing so much of the country and speaking
among these people. I love it.
And there's also a lot of people that's hungry for the truth. They're hungry for it. They thank us a whole lot. They'd be like, thank you for being our voice, speaking the truth. Thank you for being brave. And so they are excited out here because they see growth. They finally see growth, especially with our President Donald J. Trump being the President of the United States. People are excited, and it seems like they are excited about life.
Yeah.
So people, from your understanding, excited, speaking the truth, wanting the truth, and also much more united than the media portrays them. Now, the president himself, a big fan of Diamond and Silk. How could he not be?
Come on, Diamond and Silk, get up here for a second. Diamond and Silk, these two are unbelievable. Melania called me, she said, you know, there's somebody that's so amazing. Come here, you have to see this. And I came and I watched these two incredible women, these two beautiful women.
Anything you'd like to say to the president on this holiday weekend?
Mr. President, keep on making America great again. Yes. And thank you for this beautiful. Hey, we can now say Happy Thanksgiving, and Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas.
I love it.
We love you. We love you, President. Thank you. And look, don't give up. Keep doing what you're doing, baby, because the world loves you so much. God bless you.
And people are very politically correct these days. Do you guys think the political correctness is changing? Is it moving in a different direction? You said, oh, well, you know, we can say Merry Christmas again. Have you guys noticed a move in that direction? Are people becoming more PC or less PC?
Less PC because they're tired of it. PC hurts our country. It hurts us as Americans because we can't tell the truth about things. So now people are like, let's lay down the PC. Let's call it what it is. If it's Merry Christmas, it's Merry Christmas. I love it.
That's right.
All right, what do you guys eat on Thanksgiving? What kind of food does Diamond and Silk get down with?
The first Thanksgiving. Well, I wasn't there, so I really don't know.
Who ate together on the first Thanksgiving?
Oh God, is this one of those quiz shows that make you look dumb?
No.
White people.
Who were these white people that were eating on the first Thanksgiving? What were they called? The
Oh, the Pillsbury. The Pilgrims came to America. Americans fed them, welcomed them to our country.
So the Pilgrims dined with the Americans?
Yes.
The American people?
Yes.
The Indians and the Pilgrims got together.
You can't say Indians, that's offensive.
Native Americans got together with the Pilgrims and they had a big giant feast.
What do you think was on the menu at the first Thanksgiving?
Perhaps some sort of local vegetable and maybe meat. Turkey? I don't know. Buffalo? Chicken? I have no idea.
Maybe wild turkeys, pheasants.
Wild turkey like the drink?
No, that probably would have made the dinner a whole lot better, though.
Maybe like beets or cranberries or something.
I doubt they had stuffing.
What about for dessert? Do you think they had anything for dessert?
Maybe they roasted an apple or two.
What country did the Pilgrims come from?
Oh God, now you're pushing it.
It's been a long time since I've been in grammar school.
Europe?
Europe's not a country.
Sweden? Spain?
Italy, Spain?
Somewhere around there?
Yeah. Israel?
Israel?
No.
Not Israel. Pilgrims were not Jewish. And why did the Pilgrims come here?
To spread their empire.
New land, gold.
They were from the United Kingdom, escaping religious persecution.
What year did the Pilgrims get here?
1800s?
19s.
1700 something.
1600s.
You're on fire. When the Pilgrims got here, where did they land?
South Carolina.
Virginia?
New York? I have no idea.
Plymouth Rock.
Yes. And where is Plymouth Rock?
In Massachusetts.
You are incredible.
I am smart.
How'd the Pilgrims get here?
Boat.
What was the name of the boat? What was the name of the boat?
Plymouth? Rock?
The Nina, the Pinta?
Santa Maria? I have no idea.
That was Columbus.
Yeah. Okay, well, I was wrong.
The
Mayflower.
Yes! What are you thankful for on Thanksgiving?
I'm thankful for just making a fool of myself.
Do you know who I am?
No. Who the hell are you?
I'm Waters.
Right, Waters.
And this is my world.
Snap.
Joining me now, the Party Bros, Chad Kroeger and JT Parr. What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
What up, dude?
You guys are looking good.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm truly honored to see you in human form.
I know. This is the first time we're meeting in the flesh. What's up, boys? There we go. All right. There it is. All right. So, you guys around the Thanksgiving table with friends and family. Are there a lot of political discussions? Is anybody throwing mashed potatoes? How does it go down for you guys on that very special day?
For me, it's a lot of bonding. We talk about my issues. We talk about the statue, Paul Walker. Rents are on board, dude. So, you know, I haven't.
Yeah, as long you got to keep the rents on board with the program. That's very important.
For sure. My family's like super diverse, diversity in thought and in like other ways. But like some people are bodyboarders, some people are surfers. But we find common ground at the table to just dig in and like, you know, feel good.
It's just about the waves and the gravy, right, buddy?
My dog.
All right.
I have older brothers, and they always get a 40 for me to drink like in front of the family. It's like
just like the Pilgrims did.
For sure.
Just like the Pilgrims always like to throw back a 40 on Thanksgiving. One of the things I'm thankful for is the Party Bros. I mean, they brought a lot of love and a lot of laughter to Waters World. What are you two dudes thankful for on this holiday weekend?
I'm thankful for our dogs, you know, JT, Strider, Duncan, Bobo, Ass Clown, Reggie, Trevor.
His name's
Dylan.
Ass Clown?
Ass Clown, our dog, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
He gets after it though, dude. And I'm grateful for Duncan's Dodge Caravan. Grateful for, dude, we're in SD. I want to give a shout out to Trevor. He just got promoted at Ron John's, the manager. So
shout out to Trevor over here. And you guys are thankful that the coral is being saved because of you.
Well, the thing is, like, it's not all the way saved yet. It's come to our attention that the coral is still in trouble, so we bleached our domes to bring extra awareness, but it wasn't enough, so now we've bleached our eyebrows. And, like, I can't see my eyebrows, but you